I've just recently put a poll up on Twitter asking people whether they thought that the rule changes in 2019 were going to have a positive effect on the pace of play at the golf club that they play at. Now surprisingly somewhat, 21% of people said that they believed that it would have a positive effect, but 46% said that they didn't think that it would have really an effect at all, and the others, well, they weren't quite so sure. So in this video I'm going to look at 4 of the rulings that are going to change in 2019 and see if we think they're going to have a positive effect. Now the reason why I picked these 4 rules was because they're actually in an image that I saw online from the USGA and the R&A. Now the first one is the 40-second rule. Now that's going to give each player 40 seconds once they got to the golf ball to actually hit a shot. Now I don't know about you, but I've not really played with many people that have taken 40 seconds to hit the ball once they've got to it. I don't know about you, you may have done, I'd love to hear in the comments if you have, but I don't really think that many people take 40 seconds to hit a golf ball. The second ruling is ready golf. Now that's going to allow players to actually play out of turn. Traditionally golfers would always play first if they were furthest from the hole, but this new rule is going to allow people to play pretty much whenever they want. Now this seems like a really good idea, first initial thoughts, but let's take a little bit of a deeper look at it. Now I'm just thinking that if somebody that was further away was having to wait for somebody that was hitting the shot first that was in front of them, once they'd actually played, they'd then have to move out of the way. Now this is actually going to potentially slow play down further. One of the initial reasons for actually playing in that order was so that people weren't actually in the way. Now I can see the potential downsides to this from a health and safety point of view actually. I mean if you're playing a 4-ball and you're playing sort of last and you've got 3 of your playing partners up there in front of you, one of them might get hit. Now let's just assume that the 3 people that you're playing with, let's say you're playing in a 4-ball, are all going to play in front of you and they're actually up there ahead, closer up towards the green, and you're stood in the fairway on your own. You could well potentially be holding people back up on the tee box. They're not going to be able to tee off. Really, you should be playing first, getting out of the way and allowing the group behind to tee off. And my last sort of point on this particular rule is that you can only complete a hole as fast as your slowest player. So whoever's going to take the longest to actually complete the hole is going to determine the pace of play, unless you want to go off and start playing the next hole on your own. But I'd love to hear what you think about this rule. Do you think it's going to speed up play? Am I missing something? Is there something that you need to point out to me? Please put it in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. The next ruling is the max score ruling. And this one, to be honest, is pretty self-explanatory and it's quite simple. If a player takes too many shots on a particular hole, that's going to be determined by the committee of the club. Then they've got to basically pick up the ball, and I can see this actually working. I mean, if somebody's having a 30 on a par 4, then maybe they need to pick up the ball back down there on the fairway and speed play up. And last but by no means least is the one that's actually been kicking up a bit of controversy online already, and that is the Flagstick Rule. Now this ruling is going to allow you to either putt with the flag in or with the flag out. Now the first issue with this is some people may well prefer to putt with the flag in, some may well prefer to putt with the flag out, and the flag is going to be in, out, and we just need to shake it all about, and we've actually got a little bit of a song going on. Now moving on from the okie dokie, let's just move into a scenario. Now what could happen, let's just say there was 2 people playing, Jack and Bob. Jack could be down there in the fairway 20-30 yards away, and Bob is up on the green, and Jack's been messing around in the trees a bit, so Bob's decided to putt out. So he takes the flag out, puts it down on the ground out the way, hits a few putts, and he's finished the hole. Now back down on the fairway, Bob now needs to hit his next shot. So the flag's got to go back in, Jack's got to move out of the way. You can kind of see that this could potentially again be slowing play down rather than necessarily speeding it up. Don't think the Flagstick Rule is going to make that much of a difference, because I just don't think people are going to use it. I think people will just carry on the way things have been since basically the year dot. But again, the main reason for this video is to find out what you think. I'm really interested to hear what you think about these rules, these 4 rules that we've outlined in the video, and maybe even other rules as well if there's some others that you're interested in or you think that we need to be aware of. Put them in the comments box below. I'd love to hear what you've got to say. And while you're there commenting, please make sure that you subscribe and like the video. It's much appreciated, and I'll see you all again soon.